Oh, I think this is the third option. I think the king is drawing a line under all the drama of the last few weeks and months, and in fact, years. I felt like this was a really important stopping point for him because there'd been so much toing and froing from the Sussex camp, and sort of briefings and counter briefings that weren't making sense. And I felt that the king put out this statement, which I thought was really poignant. And I think it was the king just saying, look, stop all this now. And what I'm hearing is that if any future meetings are to take place, this is the final test. There have been many tests before that Harry has failed, i.e., not being discreet. But this is the final one. And if they manage to keep all this under their hat, not leak out any photos, not make a song and dance about it, then maybe there might be another one. But I don't think that we call it Project Thor here at the Mail on Sunday. I don't think that Project Thor is off to a roaring start. I think it's the babiest of baby steps.
OK, Charlotte, and as you know, I mean, we've been talking about the Harry taking on the Mail Group newspapers a lot this week, and as you know personally to your cost, what Harry says and what the actual truth is are very often quite, strangers to one another.
Well, I think the Queen said it best when she said recollections may vary, and I think that's what we've been suffering with this week, because there was the briefing and counter briefing and recounter briefing about Buckingham Palace, which caused huge confusion. And I think there might be a part of William that's thinking, I told you so, Dad. I told you to keep him at arm's length. And I've noticed that William this week he was at the polo. Today we're going to see Catherine looking resplendent and glorious at Wimbledon. I've noticed that they are carrying on as business as usual. Sometimes you get the sense that William and Catherine clear off when Harry comes to town. But no, I think they're just powering on through and completely ignoring the situation. And I think it was Catherine herself that penned the famous phrase, recollections may vary, with the help of the Queen. I think she had a bit of input into that one.
Yeah, I'm sure. Actually, another one that's very good reasons to be very wary of Harry and Meghan. Do you think the thaw, as you call it on your newspaper group, will extend to William and Catherine? Or do you think there is just so much bad blood there now?
I'm afraid not. I don't think it's going to extend to William and Catherine. I really don't. I'd be amazed if there was any conversation with them during this trip. I think, in fact, the fact that Meghan's here, the fact that Meghan went to Highgrove, I think makes it less likely that William will get in touch with his brother. I think if there was a circumstance in which they did get in touch, William would want it really to be without Meghan involved. But I'm sure that there's a part of William that must think it'd be nice if the cousins knew each other. But I honestly think we'd have to wait 10, 20 years for any kind of reconciliation between those two.
Oh, God, Charlotte, that is sad, because, as you say, the cousins and the little kids are growing up without one another, but it is at least nice that Archie and Lilibet have met their granddad.
Yeah, so nice. And I know the king has been desperate for that moment. I thought it was really interesting that Camilla was there as well, because maybe there's part of Camilla that was desperate to see those kids. I know that obviously there's no good blood, particularly between her and Harry, but she's so fond of her own grandchildren and of the king's other grandchildren. She's a real kind of kiddie person. And also, I think she was there just to sort of soothe the king, because it must have been a really tense moment for him, one hell of a build-up. And her presence is very cooling and calming for him in this hot weather with these kind of hot circumstances.
Yeah, it must have been quite hard for her, though, Charlotte, because, I mean, didn't Harry once call her the wicked stepmother and imply that she was the ruination of sort of like his dad and the whole implosion of that part of the family? So can you imagine being Camilla, sitting there, gazing at Meghan and Harry and thinking of a million ones of things she wanted to say, I can imagine.
I imagine she kept her mouth quite tightly shut and very much monitored what she wanted to say. But gosh, Camilla's been through the mill over these last 20, 30 years. So she's got nerves of steel, and she's a fantastic huntswoman. So she knows how to jump over hurdles and dangerous ditches. So I'm sure she navigated through the meeting with expert, I'm going to say horsewomanship, but just diplomatic procedures.
Now, whenever Carnival of So-called expert Charlotte Griffiths speaks, honestly, what I can say is that the best thing this person can do is just keep her mouth shut. She has already shown herself to be someone who is very, very bitter, very, very angry that Meghan is Harry's wife and that Harry is Meghan's husband. Someone who has shown herself to be like that full of envy and full of jealousy, isn't someone who I want to hear from, on anything having to do with Harry and Meghan. When I say anything, I mean anything. But when Harry has been in the UK, Charlotte has tried to do every single thing in her power to try and kind of get Harry's attention. Harry, I'm here. Harry, I'm here. That's not how Harry Potter should behave, for goodness sake. He is someone who says that she's married, that she has children. I mean, think about how her husband feels. That his wife is on TV daydreaming about Prince Harry.
Parading herself.
Parading herself, on TV, oh, you know what, I went out partying with Prince Harry. I mean, for goodness sake, get over yourself.
Yeah.
Prince Harry is a married man. He's a husband. He's a father now. There's no way he's going to come back to the UK to go out partying with Charlotte Griffiths, for goodness sake. He has grown up. And there are days which even myself, I partied, but it's over now. Yeah. I'm a grown-up man now. We all grow up. And there are phases that every single person, of course, has in life.
Sure.
Everyone has, of course, phases in life that, of course, people, of course, go through that phase. Harry went through his and he has moved on.
He's now a very responsible father and a husband.
Exactly as you said, Grace. Someone who's responsible as a father and as a husband.
Yeah.
He has grown up. So Griffiths also needs to grow up.
Yeah.
And get over Prince Harry, for goodness sake. Just get over him. Hello and welcome back to Grace Loves Drama on YouTube. My name is Brian and I'm joined here by
Grace.
Please, if you're new here, take a moment, take a chance and just subscribe.
Yes.
Please, kindly. Yeah. Go ahead, Grace.
Charlotte Griffiths has an issue with Meghan being Harry's wife. What do you think is a problem, Brian? Why does she have a problem with Meghan being Harry's wife?
Many Karens have shown themselves to be very, very bitter. That Meghan is the woman who begged, should I say, got Prince Harry to marry her. Or that Harry married Meghan and, Meghan, of course, fell in love with Prince Harry.
Yeah.
There are those who don't see Meghan as being worthy of being Harry's wife. And that's why they insult her. That's why they abuse her, because they want her out of the way. They believe that if Meghan isn't around, then just maybe Prince Harry will kind of, fall in love with them, will see them, will look at them. That is what in their heads they believe will happen if Meghan is not with
out
Prince
of the
Harry.
picture. Yes.
Is that if Meghan is out of the picture, then of course, Prince Harry will
have an eye on them.
That they'll be next. Even when you look at the vibe of Charlotte Griffiths, basically, she's basically saying that Prince Harry, divorce Meghan and come look for me. Come look for me. I'm right here. I'm available. I mean, for someone who's a mother of three, even for goodness sake, think about your children.
Yeah.
Stop embarrassing yourself on TV. Stop embarrassing yourself. Just be someone who is responsible. Prince Harry is not going to divorce Meghan to come and marry someone like Charlotte Griffiths. And because she has shown herself to be someone who, first of all, isn't really a good person, for goodness sake. She's not. Look at her blaming Prince Harry and Meghan for things which, of course, Charles and William are guilty of. For example, even the leaking and the briefing. That's not Harry and Meghan's fault.
Sure.
That is Charles. That is Prince William. They're the ones who regularly brief and leak, negative stories about Harry and Meghan to the press. They do it often. They do it time and time again. And then sadly, Harry and Meghan are accused, of that which William and Charles are guilty of. Yeah. It's not fair. I don't see that as being, fair, because first of all, these people know very, very well that even what has happened even this past week, for example, with the stories which of course have come out. It is Charles who claimed to have offered Prince Harry a place to sleep, and then he withdrew his offer. How is that Harry and Meghan's fault? Why is Charlotte bringing that on Prince Harry? How is that Harry's fault, for goodness sake? The ones who cause these issues mainly are Charles and Prince William. Charles and William are the ones who have the power to give Harry and Meghan security. They're the ones with the power to do so. They're the ones who can guarantee Harry security wherever he goes. But they don't want to do it. But who do they blame for it?
Harry?
They blame Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
You know, they say that they're the ones who are causing this drama. It's not Harry and Meghan who are causing this drama. Prince Harry just wants his wife safe. Prince Harry just wants, of course, his kids safe.
Safe.
That's just it.
Yes.
He wants his family safe.
Yes.
But there are people here who want to cause problems to Harry and Meghan, and they don't want Harry and Meghan to have the ability to defend themselves from lies that they tell about Harry and Meghan. I don't see that as being, fair, honestly. It's not fair.
Yeah, the same Charlotte, she goes ahead and claimed that Prince William won't reconcile with Harry until Meghan is out of the picture. What do you think about that, Brian?
First of all, that's despicable thing to say. That's a despicable thing to say. Maybe Charlotte Griffiths will be happy if Meghan is out of the way because we clearly can see her motives.
Yeah.
She thinks that if Meghan is around, that Harry will fall in love with her.
Yes.
In the Harry and Meghan documentary, Meghan spoke about how Prince Harry had a list of what he was looking for in a woman. And even though that list wasn't really mentioned on TV, Harry said she is the list, Meghan is the list of what he was looking for in a woman. I don't think Charlotte Griffiths, someone who works for Daily Mail, is one of the people who of course can be in that list. They don't even qualify to be on the list.
Even two things that Harry wanted in a woman, he can't even find anything from
Charlotte Griffiths. Exactly. But you see, her behavior. You see the behavior of Charlotte Griffiths, who is acting like a scorned woman, who somehow was dumped by Prince Harry, and he believes that Prince Harry somehow chose wrong,
and I'm just wondering,
chosen her basically.
I'm just wondering if this is how she behaves publicly.
She's doing it even right now, basically. Right now I'm thinking about her husband.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about her husband right now.
Yeah.
That's if she's even married, really, because I don't think you can be in a happily, married relationship and then you behave like Charlotte Griffiths. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't. So someone who's happily married doesn't behave like Charlotte Griffiths behaves, honestly. I just don't, see that. If you're someone who's happily married, you want to behave in the manner where Charlotte is behaving, basically. You want to go on TV, basically, and embarrass your husband.
Yeah.
Like what she's doing, basically.
And embarrass your kids as well. If you're married.
Exactly. Oh, you know what? I went out with Prince Harry. We were at a party together. I mean, grow up, for goodness sake. Grow up. And then you complain about, Harry calling Meghan my wife, Meghan calling Harry my husband. I mean, if you're Charlotte's husband, for goodness sake, that is going to make you angry and upset that your wife is obsessing over another married man, 24 hours a day, every single day. She's parading on TV doing interviews, obsessing over Meghan's husband, for goodness sake, and saying how Meghan is the problem. For good, Charlotte Griffiths, you are the problem.
You are the problem.
You are the problem.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I don't think that she's in a happily,
marriage,
happy married.
Because if she would be in a happy marriage, she wouldn't be behaving this way.
Yeah, exactly.
No one does that.
If she was in a happy, marriage, she would not be behaving in this manner. No one who's happily married, Grace, you'll find, behaving like this on TV.
Yeah, that's true.
Prince Harry and I went to a party. I can't stand seeing Meghan calling Harry my husband. I mean, for goodness sake, respect your husband, Charlotte Griffiths. Yeah. Respect your husband. Right now, I'm just speaking for your husband. I'm defending him right now.
And your children as well.
And even your children, respect. It is respect your kids, for goodness sake. Is that too much to ask?
No.
and William is someone who's always upset. He's always upset, and his goal is, of course, to destroy Harry and Meghan's union. Every single time that William sees Prince Harry and Meghan together, he gets even more and more angry. He gets even more and more upset whenever he sees even Harry and Meghan together in a happy marriage and a happy relationship. It makes even William get even more and more angry, more and more pissed off.
It reminds me of when Harry and Meghan were when they came in the UK. That's when we saw Prince William and Kate, holding hands and all that. But when Harry was not in the country, I mean, we were not seeing those things.
Exactly.
Trying to care about each other and all that.
Exactly. That's the case of Prince William and Kate Moulton. Basically, that's just how they
live their life.
They live their life, basically. Their sad life. It's a very sad life, basically. Because look at how you perform just because you're seeing that your brother who's happily married, coming to the UK with his wife, and you're pretending with your wife that you're somehow, all of a sudden close, when it's clear that you really aren't,
You don't even know.
close.
Yeah.
You can't even really stand each other, but you come together just because Harry and Meghan are in town. It appears that even William and Kate's lives revolve around Harry and Meghan.
Sure.
Even though Harry and Meghan don't live in the UK anymore, it's like William and Kate's lives just revolve around, Harry and Meghan. And that's okay.
William is always competing with Harry, like from childhood.
Always. He has never ever stopped doing that. I don't think it's fair, given Grace, for someone to want to see Prince Harry divorced, from his wife, from the mother of his kids, and for him to come back to the UK, without his wife and children even, and then William can be married, but Harry cannot be married. It's despicable, really. Harry deserves to have a companion who he trusts and loves by his side. But we've seen that William and Charles have done every single thing in his power to keep Harry's companion Meghan and even his kids away from him. When he's in the UK.
Yeah, I feel like right now where Prince Harry is, it's only Meghan and children who are there for him. So
exactly,
I don't see why Prince William is fighting him there.
Because he cannot stand seeing Harry having anything nice. He wants to destroy him. And how did he destroy Prince Harry? He destroy him by taking away his, what he loves the most. And in this case, of course, his family, who make him happy and who fill him with joy. The moment that William and Charles find out what Harry loves the most, they seem to want to take it away from him.
Look at Invictus.
Look at even Invictus. Yeah, exactly. How they keep on trying to, of course, take that away from Prince Harry. It's despicable. It's because someone out there is jealous because Harry has something nice and special, in his life. And it's shameful to see, of course, what has been happening. How they target Invictus, how they want her to lose, something that, of course, he supports. It's despicable to see, of course, what we've been seeing.
Yeah, that's true. Will Charlotte Griffiths ever accept that Harry didn't pick her and that he picked Meghan? Will she ever accept? Will she ever come to terms with that?
I think that question, Grace, you have to ask Charlotte Griffiths, not me, because someone who's obsessed like that, I don't think that they can get over it just like that. It's been years. Harry's a married man. He's now a husband. He's a father. He's a father now. He's someone who's responsible as a husband and as a father. And what does Charlotte think of? Partying. So while having, of course, 3 kids, for goodness sake. I mean, you have to grow up. There comes a time where you just grow up and you become, of course, responsible. When they see Harry being responsible, they hate it. Yet he's just doing the right thing. He's being a responsible father. I don't think even I would have wanted to be raised by a father or a mother who are drunk all day, who will go partying all day. I don't think you would even want. Nobody wants that.
I think Charlotte is experiencing what we call middle life crisis.
It's a midlife. It's a midlife crisis. It's a midlife crisis for Charlotte Griffiths, who's truly experiencing a midlife crisis, because I don't think that you can find someone, Grace, who's happy behaving in the manner that Charlotte Griffiths is behaving. I don't see that you can find someone who's happy behaving in that manner. They dreaming about Meghan's husband 24 hours a day. I don't see it. She must be, of course, having a midlife crisis. and now that Harry's in the UK, it's like, Harry, look at me. Harry, look at me. Harry, look at me. She thinks that maybe by attacking Prince Harry, Harry will call her. She's very, very mistaken. That's not going to happen. Not now or ever. There are people in this world who need to accept that Prince Harry is a married man now. He's a husband, he's a father. Yes, he partied when he was a teenager, but that is when he was a teenager. Now he's a grown-up man. He's a grown-up man, he's responsible, he's a father. Stop expecting Prince Harry to be in the UK, drunk all day, following William around, following Kate around. They want him drunk because they know that if he's drunk, he can be controlled.
And that is what they want. They want to